Good morning. I think that it's really important to give you a little bit of context into what's going on in my room right now as I do this divination ceremony that I'm about to do. I live on an 80-acre homestead in a 200-year-old farmhouse. One of the resident critters is a black cat named Beastie, and he is aptly named. I am like 90% sure he is Fae of some sort because he's just, his mischief maker is very well developed. I am also about 95% sure that he has brought a critter into my room because I can hear it in the corner over there. And that guy, he's blind. He's a blind cat, like still apex predator, but he is not a mouser. He's not gonna help me at all in this. So now my current situation is that I am closed up in a room on live streaming with a feral critter running around my room. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good morning. Let's just get right to it. If at any point I start like squealing or flailing or anything like that, know that that's probably what's going on, is like whatever beast has brought into this room, which I don't know what it is, has probably crawled under my feet. So this is some like next level witching, guys, to be able to go into the zone knowing that there is I have a really strong fight or flight response. Clinically diagnosed CPTSD. It's very real. All right, so this is a divination ceremony that is specially curated for neurodivergent black sheep cycle breaking queerdos. And we are asking specifically, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? Okay, I'm going to be using some tarot cards. This is a collective reading, and this is a collaborative reading. So if you're wanting to participate, you can also pull cards. We're going to be pulling two. So we're asking not only where our attention needs to be, but why the fuck is our attention not there in the first place? How are we getting in our own way? Okay. Are we ready? I'm going to start by taking 3 deep breaths, and then I'm going to do the ceremony that I do to get my system prepared for divination. I might take a little extra time because in the back of my head, well, not in the back of my head because I can hear it. I can hear a little critter in the corner of my room. It could be a mouse. It could be, it's more likely a squirrel or something like that. I know. And I know that they didn't ask for this. They didn't ask to be hauled up into this room, but they're here nonetheless. So, yeah. Yep. So much fun. So everyone, would you like to breathe with me? Everyone, let's breathe together. Never a dull moment here at Weird Brook. I'm telling you. Why is the cat not reacting? Because Baxter is he can't he's blind. So he's not really a hunter. He doesn't really he is more interested in me and what I'm doing and whatever the fuck he sees on the other side because he very much sees something, but it is not in the physical world that he's seeing it. So, yeah, no, I know. I think Helvey is calling you a freeloader, Bax. Are you a freeloader? Yes, he's kind of a freeloader. Okay. I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is air within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one. For my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and sun. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space, for our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. Now we make a declaration of intention. What are we doing? Why are we here? I choose now in this moment to align with my whole self. To pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power. And I show up for my practice in this place and at this hour. Because I am home. My hair's kind of driving me nuts, guys. I know this seems random, but ADHD, I don't make the rules, but my hair's driving me crazy because it's like this. Because I know Ocean's like one more week. Ocean's like one more week because was it a week ago that I was like, please tell me not to cut my hair myself? Just, I have in 1 week, one of the witches in the Unbound are coming and they are they're a hairdresser. They're actually professionally trained. And I only have witches cut my hair. And so if I can't find a witch to do it, I do it myself. And that's, I mean, how my hair is right now is a result of Ocean helping me for hours and hours and hours take my locks out. And then what was left after we got my locks out, like I just took it like this and I just cut it like this all around my head. And then I flew to Maine. And then here we are, right? And this is like what, 8 months of grow out because I had bangs with my locks. And I I cut my own hair because I mean, I don't really care that much about, like, my hair means something differently to me than it did like 10 years ago even. It's more like it tells my story. I don't want something so distracting that when I'm talking to you, all you think about is my hair. That's what I don't want. But, like, give me 5 minutes, I'll like, it'll be a mohawk. I don't care that much, and in fact, a mohawk would be kinda cool, and it wouldn't be the first time I've done a mohawk. Anyway, so I'm having an especially like, it's fluffy, so it's driving me insane today, and, like, all the wispies in my face is just all the things. Back to the divination ceremony. Lady Moon Cutter. I have a video on the clock app, I don't know if I can say it, of I think it was a couple of years ago when I did this, summoning Ishkatar. Ishkatar is the spirit of my family line, and, in that ceremony, I cut my hair off using a ceremon I didn't do it, a witch cut my hair using a ceremonial dagger in the what is it? It was during when the sun was setting on the darkest night of the year in Alaska, and it was awesome. We filmed it, and you can hear the sh of, like, the blade when it cut through my hair. It's amazing. Absolutely recommend it when you guys, like, summon the spirit of your family line. Be dramatic about it. Make a memory. Okay. Where does our attention need to be today to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? Okay. I love writing ritual and ceremonial workings, like what you guys are talking about in the chat about cutting your hair at different like time or seasons, the different phases of the moon. I I love that shit so much, like big time. What is the summoning of the spirit of my family line for? Right. I talk about it in my grimoire that I wrote, and writing the grimoire was a result of accepting the magic and calling and giftings of my genetic lineage, which is the spirit of my family line. So I talk about it a little bit, I think, in my grimoire, which is called the Grimoire of the Ungovernable. Okay. So I I'm so sorry. I try so hard not to influence your interpretation of the cards right out of the gate. But man, this is the card we drew. The Tower upright. So uh I'm going to read directly, as you saw, I'm going to read directly from the card without influencing your interpretation of what this card means to you. What are your guides talking about? Okay? And this is a facet of your relationship with your life. Okay? And I draw my deck all the time. I have hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and sometimes my, like, joints are like, "Nope, we're not doing this." All right. Massive, groundbreaking change is happening now or very soon. Change this large can often strike fear, but real growth happens outside of your comfort zone. And the reverse, because it's about the whole card, a crisis is looming and you've been doing everything you can to keep it from reaching a boiling point. The foundation you're sitting on is ruined and needs to be broken apart so that you can build something stronger. The break will be difficult, but you're going to come out of this more powerful. Brew on that, witches. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to you? And you can see that other witches are putting their cards that they drew in the comments so we can get this like collective vision of what's going on as well. Ouch. That was fun. Anna, you're going to get to where you're going to cackle at the discomfort. You're like, all right, we're doing this again. All right. So let's look at our relationship with what, like tower moments in your life. And a tower moment is where you're doing about your life, and all of a sudden it feels like everything is crumbling to the ground. Like you lose a job, you find out that something happens in your relationship, and your relationship is no longer some like big life as you know it is changed forever. That's what a tower moment is. And I've found in my 35 years of practice that these tower moments happen when you are clutching to a reality that isn't aligned for you or is causing you harm in some way, right? But you believe that you can somehow like make it better. You if you just invest a little bit longer, and the universe is like, nah, bitch, like knock it off, let go, right? You're being a crazy person. And life as you know it changes. Now, these moments are often incredibly painful. And the more we actually allow ourselves to experience that pain and that discomfort, the less likely we're going to go back into another situation exactly like that again. Right? That's where cycles happen, is that you minimize the suffering because you don't actually let yourself experience it, and you get right back into another dynamic exactly like the one that you're comfortable with. Okay? That pain is what's going to keep you from doing it again. Right? Let yourself feel it so you can actually rebuild from a solid foundation. Okay? Now, what is I love a good tower moment. I love it. Please, universe, come and rip away anything that is not in alignment with what I'm here to do. Open invitation, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to cling to something out of some delusional state, right? I want to do what I'm here to do. And sometimes I understand that I don't always know what that is, and that's okay. That's like cultivating trust in your life. But yes, tower moments are painful. They're supposed to be. I call it being bitch slapped by the universe. Sometimes you need a good, like, backhand across the, whatever, to get you to knock it off and to actually like pay attention to what you're doing and to realize that you're worth more than that. Okay. Now, this entire process, tower moment process, makes you stronger. It pulls you into alignment. It is painful. It is uncomfortable, but it is a part of the very necessary process of your remembering who you are. Okay. So that is our thing. So now we got to look at what we're in resistance to or in denial of that is influencing this. It's making it to where we're not able to really get what we need out of the tower moments. The Two of Pentacles reversed. So this is a card. Oop, I should pay attention. There we go. You're having a difficult time keeping everything together. You may be feeling overwhelmed with your schedule, with bills, or perhaps more. Turn down events or plans that aren't in alignment with your needs or goals. Only bite off as much as you can chew and prioritize what's important. Don't overinvest into things that aren't important. If you're neglecting home for work, then maybe it's time for a switch. And the upright is you're managing projects and time well and finding that you're navigating through your responsibilities with carefully plotted ease. You are certainly busy, however, so be sure to take time to breathe and keep a tidy schedule to avoid losing your balance. So that's what you're in resistance to or in denial of that is influencing your ability to process this. Brew on that, witches. Anna, it's almost like I'm psychic or something, right? Okay. The trick. The trick to, if I mean, like I said, I'm not in avoidance of tower moments. They're a part of the human experience, right? But they happen a lot less when you're a good advocate for your system, when you actually have healthy boundaries for your physical, mental, and emotional labor. Like they happen a lot less, right? Because you're in alignment with what is for you. So you're not clinging to things that are causing you harm, right? The opportunities for tower moments are few and far between. And the thing about being in a whole community and coven of witches, a bunch of neurodivergent overachievers, is that this like Two of Pentacles thing is such a common, like we tend to take on a lot because like we can do it. But just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? What'll take you like 5 minutes, right? They add up. Those 5 minutes, those things add up, and the weight of the like things adding up does influence your ability to show up in your life, right? In a way that you're proud of. Eventually you get to a tipping point and then a tower moment happens and you drop the whole fucking plate, right? What's a balancing act tumbles to the ground, right? So if you just got into the habit of pausing before you commit to taking on a responsibility, pausing Even if you just pause, that's gonna knock you out of the loop that you're in. Take a deep breath, even bonus points. If you can reach a point of like metacognition at that point, asking yourself, is this the highest and best use of my time? Like, what am I getting out of this? Why do I want to take this on? How is taking this on serving me? Oh, it's just easier if I do it. No, it's not. You can let other people do things. It might take longer, but you don't have to do everything yourself. And if you do, that tower is coming. Like you haven't set yourself up in a way that is sustainable for you. Okay. But it makes sense because when you have been in survival mode for a really long time and like in order for you to maintain the life that you have, it requires you to carefully plot everything out and to be like on top of everything and have your like fingers in everything. Uh, and that like gives you this like sense of safety. That's not sustainable. You can't keep that up. So the trick to if you don't want tower moments to happen, the trick is to let go of the things that you recognize as not aligned for you before they come crashing to the ground and bring in your whole life with it. Okay, guys. So, I mean, even if you got into the habit of not making a commitment on the spot and thinking about things, right? If something's going to take you more than an hour of time to do, uh, tell them you'll get back to them the next day, just so that you can think on it. How is this adding to my life? You don't actually have to make a decision in the moment most of the time. Most of the time, it can wait. All right. That's our reading. So let's close out this working. And I will, you guys want to come to the next time I'm going to be in any kind of like words are hard on Wednesday. I'm going to be reading from my grimoire for an hour and then there's going to be like an open Q&A and I would love to be able to connect with you. If you can make it to come so that we can talk. I don't get a lot of opportunities to engage with the like community as much because I'm working so doing so much on the back end. And so this is one of the few opportunities that I get to actually talk to you. And so it happens on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're in the app space that we created at community.brightanddark.org, you'll be able to see when it is in your time zone. It translates because we have an international community. All right. Now let's close out this working. Hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. All right. Bye, guys. See you on Wednesday.